So something that I think can sum up the bosses in Elden Ring perfectly is a boss called the Putrid Avatar. Now, this boss is a boss you'll frequently find around the lesser eld trees, whatever the fuck they're called, the Erd trees. And this boss is essentially a ripoff of the Dark Souls One boss, the boss that you fight, Demon Fire Sage, Asylum Demon, and then there's the third one that you fight under the Asylum that I can't remember the name of. But it's basically based on these three bosses. Now, the reason I say this boss is trash is because the boss is fun. The attacks are kind of fun to dodge, and the boss is ultimately a throwback to the old games. That's the point of the boss. It's a throwback. But the problem comes in how they've designed its AI, and its AI is incredibly frustrating to fight for the wrong reason. It isn't fun. It's a crappy boss. It's a trash boss, I would even say. And it shows you how terrible the design is in these games. Now, the reason this is because so the fight starts, you run up to the boss, you hit it twice, it does one move, and then you hit it again, and then the boss immediately butt slams and starts firing rot everywhere. Now, this rot has an terrible hitbox. It travels fucking miles, and it lingers after it lands for about 3 to 4 seconds. And then the boss comes at you after this attack, and it does one move, and then it goes to the butt slam again. So you run away, and you wait for 5 seconds until the fucking rot goes away, and then the boss comes at you again, and you hit the boss once more, and then it does the butt slam again, and then this repeats for the fucking three or whatever, how long it takes you to take it to half-life, when it adds another move to its repertoire, which is another amazing fucking move, where it plunges its staff into the ground and lights appear around it. Now, these lights are a spell that will basically, after so long, they'll fire at your character and they track you. Now, these are extremely easy to avoid, ridiculously easy, even, I would say. All you have to do pretty much is run left to right and you'll dodge them every time. Now, the reason these two things are trash is not because they are hard to avoid, it's because it's annoying. Every two attacks, the boss will do one of these moves, and then it will potentially even do them back to back. So you avoid all the spell attack, and then you run in, and then it does the butt slam. So you have to run away again and wait, and then you run in and attacks once, and then you dodge, and then you hit it twice, and then it does both moves again, or it does one of each or whatever, and then it keeps doing this for the whole fucking fight. And this boss has a fair bit of life. If you're fighting it not like extreme endgame and you're not using like overpowered spells or anything, or that stupid fucking, bloody Kamehameha sword where it just fucking murders everything in like seconds. This boss has quite a decent amount of life, and you can't rot this boss. You can't sleep this boss. And this fight goes on for so long that you get so pissed off because the fucking boss just keeps doing these two moves and just putting a halt to the fight. Now, the best part of this fight, the fun part of this fight, is when you're dodging its attacks and it's fast paced and it's just attacking you and you dodge and then you hit it and then you dodge another move and then you hit it again. And every single other move this boss has is fine. It's just those two moves, and how frequently it fucking does them. It does them constantly. And all through that fight, when I was fighting it, between the times that I died to it, I was just getting more and more pissed off because I'm like, this fucking boss just keeps doing these two moves all the time. Who tested this fight? Like, who at FromSoft did this fight? Like, because how many of them are in this fucking game? Yeah, they have to have tested every single one of these fights to make sure that they functioned in that geometry and in that area. Who tested them and thought, this is fun, this is functional, this is a well-designed boss, you know? This boss is in Dark Souls 1 3 times, and every single fucking version of it in Dark Souls 1 is 10 times better than any of the fucking versions of it in this game. It's one of those bosses you'll do once and you'll never fucking fight again. You'll just cheese the other ones. They're designed to be cheesed. Because who the fuck is gonna want to fight this piece of shit every fucking time they play a game? Can you imagine fighting this fucker on New Game Plus 7 when it's got, fucking hundreds of, like, 40,000 life, and you have to hit it a fucking ton and it just keeps doing these two moves over and over again? Like I said, this boss is not hard. It's a throwback. It's an extremely easy fucking boss to kill. You could kill this boss at soul level 1 with a base weapon, fucking easy as fuck. You know, easy as pie. But the problem is the fight's fucking boring and annoying. And this is the philosophy of the design of this game. It isn't designed to be hard and fun. It's designed to be frustrating. It's designed to piss you off. And this is, I feel like ever since Dark Souls 3, this is how the games have been designed. I don't think they're designed well, and I don't think they're designed to be enjoyable. And this boss highlights it perfectly. This sums up the entire fucking game. This sums up Dark Souls since fucking Dark Souls 3. Like, make a boss that could be fun, but let's just put this shitty programming in or the shitty AI trait in to make the fight as annoying as possible so the players get fucking annoyed, and then, you know, we'll just say, get good because, you know, you're a scrub and you can't beat this boss. That's fucking easy. Well, no, the problem is not that these people can't beat it when they complain about it. The problem is the fight's garbage, and you should be ashamed that you designed this boss this way. You should be ashamed of a lot of the bosses in this game, because if I designed this game and I went back and played this, I would be fucking ashamed. Because honestly, completely honestly, this game has to be. I mean, Sekiro, I don't really count. You know, I'm not gonna count Sekiro. I fucking hate Sekiro. I don't even class it as a Souls game. I don't class it as a Souls like or any of this shit. That game is a fucking disgrace. I hate that game. I think it's boring. I think it's probably the worst Souls game if Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin didn't exist. Because Scholar of the First Sin, piece of shit. But Dark Souls 2 original, great game. But it's still not as good as fucking the other games. And that's where I'd put Elden Ring. I'd put it next to Dark Souls 2. I don't know which one would go below the other, but this game, definitely next to Dark Souls 2. Fuck this game, fuck this boss. It's a piece of shit, and you should be ashamed of designing it this way, because you're fucking idiots.